So I thought today I would tell you everything that is possibly wrong with my Rolls Royce. And I thought we would tempt fate a little bit by starting it up on camera. And I'm going to see if by any chance the fault that happened with the engine comes back. I'm not sure if it will or not, but we'll see. So this is what I see when I start. Park brakes on, nothing on the display. You can just about make out reverse drive neutral there. Down here we've got the controls. So this is the illumination for the lights and how bright you want it inside the cabin. You've got your auto headlights, you've got your park lights, you've got your park brake. It doesn't automatically come off when you touch the accelerator. You do have to take the park brake off every single time. So my foot is on the foot brake. I'm going to push the key in. That starts the ignition and it starts. And let's see what comes up. Not much fuel. That's okay. I don't mind that. I don't know what you heard. I don't know how well this picks it up, but it was a little bit gruff starting up. And the other day I started really quickly and turned it off again and it came up with a couple of errors. So that's in drive. I'm just going to press the park button. Just so you know, that's the height adjustment for the steering wheel there. Down here we've got the windscreen wipers, if I can get that in focus. There we are. Which you push it in to be on automatic and they've just kicked into life. Your stalk for park drive neutral. Over this side, oh, these panels here, oh, my fingerprints are on there. Look at that. That's bad, isn't it? There, that's a bit better. Is the horn. And down here, if I can show you through there, you've got cruise control, and there is another stalk hiding, which is your indicators and your eye on the end for information, which changes if I press it. Range, consumption, there you are. That's what I consumed miles per gallon as the car thinks over the past tank of fuel, and I have run this tank down to almost empty, as you can quite clearly see, and it just clicks through a couple of different things, or you can have the display completely blank. So the engine, as you can see, is just starting to warm up there, and we are almost empty on fuel. Just to show you, the steering wheel goes up and down. Interestingly, you adjust the seats in here and your heated seat is there, and then you select. So this knob will now do the front, or do the is it called the squab, this bit here, and then you want to change it to the backrest and it will do the backrest, up and down, headrest, and then you've got your memory settings, and if you want to raise or lower the seat, it's there. So everything is at hand. So today I thought I would show you all the faults with this car that I need to get remedied to get this back into A1 condition. And whilst we're sat here in the car, I think the first one we'll cover is the leather. And let me give you a couple of close-ups of the leather. And as you can see, it is just marked. It's not actually cracked. It's just, and I have had this, mind you, when I first got it, I did have this detailed, but as you can see on here as well, it's just scuffed and a bit black. There's scuffs in the back as well, and it just looks grubby. And it is more than, look at that big mark there, it's more than just a detail. It needs, is it reconalining? Is that what you call it? Someone in the comments, I'm sure, will be able to tell me. But it all just needs a bit of a recondition, basically. Now, a couple of other little things, which I did mention before. The glove box is slightly out of alignment there. The sat-nav screen that's hidden behind here is also just marginally out of alignment. But I'm not sure if it's the sat-nav screen or if these have been out at some stage. So it's actually these that are not quite sitting as flush as they should. And then in the back, just to do, if you see that there, that little lip should not be a lip. That should all be nice and flush. So that just needs adjusting so that it sits back in place correctly. The next thing that is wrong with this car is this bit of trim. And this can't be too difficult to fix or replace, but it is just loose. And I think it's actually broken off at this end here. If I shut the door up, she's looking magnificent, albeit dirty. There's the obvious one, look at that. All these spokes are meant to be the same colour, and it's missing one at the top. You can see these all protrude, but it's still got the glue sat behind, but it hasn't got the bit of silver trim that sits on top. So I need to get that done. The next thing, which will become less significant later, but this was owned by a funeral company and it had their plaques here and they've been taken off badly. So there's a little bit of paint to rectify there, but that will be less important as we get to the crux of the matter. There's a little bit of rust bubbling up there. If we walk around this side of the car, as you can see on this side, yeah, hello, you can see me in the background, sorry about that. You've got this side has been very badly taken off, and what a shame that is, eh? But next thing is this door, which if I do that, you might be able to see, but it gets to here, and you hear that. It's almost as if it's dropping. Shouldn't do that. You come back in, and it soft closes, and again, this is a really minor one, but the door handle doesn't always go in flush. It sits out like that. So there's a little bit of adjustment or something that means that this one's solid. There's a little bit of play in this door handle that just needs sorting. As you can see there, look, someone's whacked the door at some stage. Now, if I come down here, this is the next bit I wanted to show you. There's a little bit of exterior trim, which it's not actually off at the moment, but there's 3 little brackets in there that it doesn't just quite hook onto, and actually I've made it worse by showing you. There we are, that's almost back on. So there's this little section here of this trim on the car. From a distance you wouldn't notice, but close up it's actually coming away. Then at the front, another job to do is these lights, because this is really loose, this surround. So much so, if you put a pressure washer on it, and I've got it in there so it's relatively secure, so I'm not going to take it out, but if you put a pressure washer on it, it'll actually pop off. Other than that, it's absolutely perfect. On this side, this bit of trim's fine. It's just that other side, there's a bigger gap there, but that's fine. I think it's meant to be like that. The other bits, the grill's actually okay. It's not in too bad a condition. I don't know if anyone can tell me what I can do about these little bits. It probably needs re-chroming actually. Look at that, I just realised that. It's splintering off. But the actual blades and everything else on it is absolutely fine. It's just those bits at the bottom that are corroding. So, one thing with this car, there are clues. Blue. And this is the biggest problem I have with this car. Blue. Albeit, there is a little bit of the wrong colour in here, look at that. The cover for that has clearly been lost at some point or broken, and someone's replaced it with a black one, not the same colour. That is not the big problem, but that is a problem. But they've got blue there, they've got contrast blue in there, so why would you think you'd have blue? And if we take a look at this 6.75 litre V12 with its nice Rolls Royce plaque, what colour is the engine bay? It's also blue. And that's because the funeral company that had this car actually changed the colour of it on taking delivery. And they've resprayed it from blue to this silver and grey to match their fleet of, I think, 28 cars they had. But it is, and even if I turn the camera around this way, all of these panels here are blue here but the car is silver. So my biggest problem with this car is its colour. It's registered as silver, but originally from factory, and on my Whispers app, the car actually shows as navy blue. So one of the things I would love to do with this car, and the biggest, most expensive job on this car, is the paint. I need to get it back to the blue you see under the bonnet. Now I've got probably 3 options. You use small cog of Richard Hammond, you use Tyrrells, which have a YouTube channel as well, or I use someone like P&A Wood, a Rolls Royce specialist, to do this. And I have had a, finger in the air ballpark quote from Rolls Royce in Essex, P&A Wood, as to what it would cost to get this fixed. And because all these strips of metal or trim on the bonnet, all of these are one use only. So to get them back out again, you break them, as I understand. So by the time you've resprayed the car back to blue and then replaced all the little bits of trim that you need to do, they were talking to me of a cost of around about £50,000, 60,000 US dollars to get this back to Rolls Royce finish. And actually they said they would do a better job than the factory finish of this car, because they put more paint, more lacquer, and the way their processes work. So it would actually come back better than it left the factory. But that's £50,000 worth of paint and labour that I would have to foot the bill for. And at the moment, if I'm perfectly honest with you, I just don't have £50,000 to spend on repainting my Rolls Royce. There are a few of the faults with my Rolls Royce. I thought I'd run through them quite quickly for you, and maybe let's get a list together of the top priority ones you'd like to see done. I can't afford the paint at the moment, so don't put that one at number 1. But let's see, and what should I do myself? What should I get the main dealer to do? What should I get my friend Paul to help me with? And let me know in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe to this video, hit the bell notification button. Share it with a friend if you've enjoyed this video as well, because we are gaining some traction and every viewer helps. My Instagram is also below. Please follow me there as well. A few of you have already. Thank you very much for that. I've got some new followers coming through. And until next time, enjoy the sunshine if it's sunny where you are, and I'll see you soon. See you in the next one.